what he stands for. I hate what he did. Failing these 2 drugs tests is unacceptable.
No ban, clear to fight, no fine.
It's not good.
That's one thing. I don't care if it's good.
But that is true.
Was there drugs in your system?
Maybe not. None of your business. I think he's an absolute idiot. You've got a big head. Even your dad don't like you. That's an accomplishment.
What if I was to slap you right now?
He's on me.
Stop moaning about it. A little push and shove.
Well,
That's a
it's
matter of
disrespect.
fact. How's that disrespect?
Fought. He went out of boxing for a little bit, spent $1 million trying to clear his name.
You know what? That's why you're an idiot.
No.
Because I've been cleared by 3 organisations,
care.
by people who are a lot smarter than you.
Was there drugs in your system?
This is you talking personally.
Was there drugs in your system?
Maybe not. None of your business. I've been cleared 3 times.
It is my business when you were preparing to fight me.
Yeah, but you don't know the ins and outs. You think you know.
Well,
me trying to explain it to you.
Piers Morgan's interview erupts into chaos. Eubank Jr. versus Conor Benn. What started as a typical interview spiraled into an all-out psychological war when Chris Eubank Jr. and Conor Benn went head-to-head on Piers Morgan's show. Eubank didn't hold back, hammering Benn over his controversial drug scandal. He accused Benn of throwing away millions just to salvage a reputation that's still tainted in the public eye. Though Benn has been cleared, Eubank shredded that claim, arguing that the court of public opinion still sees a stain. But Benn refused to be cornered. He came out swinging, mocking Eubank's so-called intelligence, flipping the narrative, and making it crystal clear that he owed no one, especially Eubank, an explanation. His refusal to show
Mentality is search and destroy, you know. I've been in fights where I have hospitalized people. Nick Blackwell, he died on the way to hospital when we fought. He was revived with an adrenaline shot to his heart. Now he doesn't walk, or he doesn't speak well, and he's been severely affected by the fight that we had. Going through something like that, it makes it real, and it turned me cold, because I knew that this is possible. This isn't a movie, this isn't a video game. This happened, and it could happen again.
Remorse only added fuel to the fire, turning the tension in the room from awkward to explosive. Then came the chilling moment that silenced everyone. Eubank Jr. dropped a brutal dose of reality, not as a fighter, but as a man marked by trauma. He revisited the night he fought Nick Blackwell, a match that ended with Blackwell fighting for his life after suffering severe injuries. Revived with a shot to the heart, Blackwell was left unable to walk, barely able to speak. Eubank didn't boast about it. He admitted it turned him cold, emotionally detached. That moment haunts him, and it's why he no longer fights for the crowd. He fights with clinical calculation, aware that every punch could be someone's last. That awareness, he warned, makes him more dangerous than ever. On the flip side, Carl Froch threw gasoline on the fire. Froch tore into both fighters with brutal honesty. He slammed Eubank Jr. for using Benn's scandal like a weapon, cornering him in...
Kind of don't like that bit there. That's a mistake there from Conor Benn. Chris Eubank Jr. putting it on him. The main focus is the drugs cheat. He knows he's winning the fans over doing this, and he's trying to hold Conor Benn liable. And Conor Benn not really doing a very good job by saying maybe, maybe not. I've been cleared. This is the problem with boxing.
In interviews, dragging him through the mud and winning sympathy from fans by painting himself as the honorable fighter. But Froch didn't go easy on Benn either. He blasted Benn for his inconsistent defense, calling out his repeated excuses and vague claims of innocence. In Froch's eyes, both men are turning serious issues into personal vendettas and media spectacles. Froch believes this circus is damaging boxing's credibility. What should be a battle of skill is becoming a courtroom soap opera. Eubank, he suggests, is playing chess in the media, manipulating perception, framing narratives, and staying 3 steps ahead, while Benn is still trying to land a clean punch. Now the real question is, can Benn recover from this PR ambush? Or has Eubank already won the war before they even step into the ring? On the flip side of the media frenzy, Tony Bellew doesn't just lean toward Conor Benn, he goes all in, declaring outright war on Chris Eubank Jr. With zero filter, Bellew launches into heavy praise for Benn, calling him a born warrior molded.
I understand and get it. Now, I'm friends with Conor. I've known him a long time, just before he got into professional boxing. He's a lovely young man. He's a lovely kid. I'm not the greatest fan of Chris Eubank Jr., but I tell you what, I admire the control the boy has over things. I must admit, I mean, the boy's in such control when it comes to press conferences. He's playing it like he's the orchestra, and he's the guy at the front. He's playing them all.
By real-life battles long before he ever stepped into a boxing ring. To Bellew, Benn's journey isn't just about legacy or headlines. It's about survival. It's raw, gritty, and driven by something far deeper than the spotlight. But once Eubank Jr.'s name enters the conversation, Bellew's admiration vanishes. His tone turns ice cold. He dismantles Eubank's image with surgical precision, branding him a flashy showman who thrives in front of cameras but buckles under real pressure. Bellew mocks Eubank's press conference theatrics as hollow performances, calling them desperate attempts to stay relevant. In Bellew's eyes, this isn't about skill, it's about authenticity. One man fights from the soul, the other from the spotlight. Backing Benn even more fiercely is Eddie Hearn, who isn't just supporting him, he's staking his entire promotional credibility on it. For Hearn, this isn't just another fight. It's a declaration of Benn's unmatched dedication.
I have never in my entire life witnessed anyone work so hard as Conor Benn in training camp. And if Conor Benn loses, and I don't believe he will, you can look yourself in the mirror and say, I've done absolutely everything I can to win this fight. And he will win this fight. And he will knock Chris Eubank out inside 4 rounds. That is my prediction.
And tireless hunger. He claims he's never witnessed a fighter commit at this level. The burning question, how far can Benn's relentless drive take him? Hearn's answer is crystal clear. Conor Benn won't just beat Chris Eubank Jr., he'll destroy him. And not in the late rounds either. Hearn boldly predicts a brutal stoppage inside 4 rounds. He laughs off the idea of Eubank Jr. surviving long enough to test Benn's stamina, insisting that if Benn loses, it won't be from lack of effort. Hearn is all in, and according to him, the countdown to destruction has already started. Meanwhile, Adam Smith shakes things up with his brutally honest breakdown of Eubank Jr.'s career trajectory. Yes, Eubank Jr. has undeniable talent. His charisma, ring IQ, and athleticism separate him from most. But Smith draws attention to the glaring...
Eubank Jr., I mean, he's stylish and he's skillful. And if that Liam Smith defeat, which worries me a bit for Chris, if that's sort of part of the past, that the rematch was emphatic for Eubank Jr., but it wasn't Liam's night, really, and he had an injury going into it. So that defeat that Eubank suffered worries me a bit, but he's fought in better company, and Conor Benn's got it all to prove. But if there's one guy that wants it more, it's Conor Benn.
Red flag, the devastating loss to Liam Smith. That defeat, he says, still haunts Eubank's legacy. Even though the rematch was a win, Smith points out the obvious. Liam Smith entered injured, casting a shadow over Eubank's redemption. For Smith, the real question is whether Eubank Jr. has truly bounced back, or if Conor Benn is about to expose a fighter still reeling from his own doubts. Smith, like many, is drawn to Benn's fire. The ambition, the hunger, the need to not just win, but dominate. Benn, in Smith's words, is a man on a mission, and this fight is his proving ground. Can Eubank Jr. hold his nerve when the moment arrives? Or will Benn seize it and claim his place as the superior fighter? And then there's Ben Shalom, adding fuel to the already raging fire. He makes one thing abundantly clear. This isn't just a match, it's war. Forget flashy titles or media antics. What's about to go down on April 26th is a violent collision.
It's going to be a firefight. You know, for all the promotion, for all the nonsense, for all the crap, you've got 2 fighters here. Might not be for a world title, but if you want to see a scrap, you're going to see one, because these two like to fight. Look at their careers. They are the fighters. They are the brawlers. They love it. And they only know one way. And that's what's going to happen on April 26th. They're going to meet in the ring, in the centre of the ring, and they're going to go off. And that's why the casual fans are going to love this fight. Yes, the boxing fans will.
Between two relentless forces, each fueled by pride, vengeance, and raw aggression. Shalom predicts there'll be no warm-up, no slow build, just chaos from the first bell. An all-out brawl, two men who don't know how to slow down, charging full force into history. The real question now, who crumbles first? This won't be settled by judges. This is going to be settled by who wants it more, who hits harder, and who survives the explosion. One thing's for sure, this fight is going to leave a mark. Sam Jones isn't pulling any punches when it comes to the fiery rivalry between Chris Eubank Jr. and Conor Benn. The bad blood is undeniable, and Jones is quick to highlight just how personal things have become. Eubank's repeated tactic of labeling Benn a cheat has, in Jones's eyes, gone far beyond promoting a fight. It's turned into an all-out assault on Benn's character. This feud isn't just about
I'm telling you, they don't like each other.
What have you made of Chris Eubank Jr. going down this road of constantly calling him a cheat?
Chris Eubank Jr. is a great self-promoter. I like Chris Eubank Jr. for boxing. I think he's good for boxing. He's acted slightly out of character in this one because he's never been physical, like in a face-to-face. I think the fight was big enough already, but it made the fight that much bigger, didn't it? So, listen, I'm backing Conor to win the
boxing anymore. It's about reputations, legacies, and personal pride. While Eubank has always been a savvy self-promoter, even Jones, who's seen the best and worst of the fight game, is shocked by the extremes Eubank has pushed to this time. His antics, while controversial, have undeniably taken the hype surrounding this bout to another level. But has Eubank gone too far? Or is this all just carefully orchestrated chaos to boost attention? Either way, Jones stands firmly in Benn's corner. He sees Benn as the man with something real to fight for, and he believes this grudge match will shake the foundations of boxing. Meanwhile, trainer Don Charles offers a brutally honest take of his own. Though he attempts to frame the fight as a 50-50 clash, his analysis tells a different story. In Charles's view, Chris Eubank Jr. operates on a completely different level than Conor Benn. All the talk about age, weight, or momentum is, according to him, nothing but smoke.
The weight is a factor. The age, nobody seems to mention, is also a factor. Conor Benn being the younger man at his prime, yeah? Honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if Benn, especially the way he fights like his father, very aggressive, yeah? And listen, if I'm going to have to, I normally can't say to you, predict what I believe will happen. Christopher Jr. is the bigger man, granted. It depends. It depends. If he's been living the lifestyle, that's also a factor. So it's a 50-50.
And mirrors. Charles points to Eubank's superior size, deep experience, and high-level ring IQ as clear advantages that Benn simply can't match. While Benn may bring youth and aggression, Charles warns that those qualities alone won't win this fight. Despite hinting at some concerns over Eubank's lifestyle, Charles is confident that once the bell rings, Benn's raw and reckless approach will be picked apart by Eubank's clinical, calculated technique. For all of Benn's fire, Charles believes recklessness can't outmatch precision. In his eyes, this fight won't be close. Eubank, he predicts, will expose Benn's flaws and dominate the contest, making Benn look like an amateur under the bright lights.